Episode 39.
Here we go.
Two wheels. Closing in on the big 4.0.
Jeez Louise, right?
Yeah. Consistency is king. That's what they say.
I think that's what they say.
I'm sure I've heard it somewhere.
I'm not sure if there's any truth to it, but let's run with it.
Yeah, it's all we got. So the Trek Fuel 2026. So they call it the Fuel Plus now more than the Fuel EXE in the naming.
Yep. This is gonna be
Pretty cool bike.
fun episode to actually
Yeah.
talk about a bike that we've been carrying for a long time.
Long time. The analog bike is tearing it up in the reviews. The quick reviews I've read on the Plus bike are quite nice.
I haven't read a Plus review yet. I got to get on that.
Yeah, they were the one or two that I read weren't really from North American markets, but they were generally hyped about the same sort of stuff that we'd be hyped about.
The new TQ motor and just
The new
extra
TQ
power.
motor, extra power, the configurability. I mean, I'm waiting for that bike to come to my garage.
Correct.
So I'm excited about this bike, and I'm excited to see something that's sort of, I think goes a lot deeper down the adjustability rabbit hole than some of what we would normally think of as modern adjustable bikes.
Yeah, totally. I think we should do just a quick synopsis on the history of these suckers with us, because this was one of the bikes that we originally picked Trek up for, that original racy fuel,
Top Fuel,
EX9, 90, Top Fuel 90.
Top Fuel 90.
Yeah, 2001, 2002. We sold a good number of those bikes. They were a fun little short travel bike.
Oh yeah, that bike was a thing.
I can remember selling the 90s with the Manitou black on the front, and everyone thought it was radical.
Well, it's because it was.
At the time, yeah.
I think, I mean, we were talking about this off camera, but you sort of, when they made the leap from the Fuel being a sort of a racy cross-country platform to bringing out the trail bike, the first EX variant.
The true EX launch was crazy.
That was something else. I don't know if I've ever seen, that was 08. You tell me what you think, but I am thinking about the last however many years of us crushing suspension bikes. So what are we? That's 18 years ago. I don't know if we've ever had a bike rip it like that again.
No chance. Yeah,
that was unreal.
The volume of that bike that went out at the speed it went out, because the pricing was sick, $3,000 out the door with a pair of cycling shoes and pedals.
Yeah.
And it had disc brakes.
Fox suspension.
Just under 5 inches of travel. It was just an awesome Alberta bike at the time, and new design. So the ABP made it so you could brake, suspension worked good.
Yeah.
It's like when Joe V and John and Dylan and all those boys kind of really all came together as one, right?
Well, and they got the support from HQ to really go hard. Yeah.
Well, and they had the man with the plan there with suspension for a long time too, right?
Yeah.
So it was it turned into a real deal bike, and man, anyone who bought one loved them. It was crazy.
Man, that was the year I had the Fuel EX98 because I did the BC bike race on it, and just I had deep love for that bike, even though it tortured my bones and made me want to take my own life because I was not very fast.
That's a big race. Yeah. I also love that you trained for that whole race in -degree temperatures and then showed up day one and it was +30. It was good.
Never saw that one coming.
It's a good one.
Didn't think Vancouver Island would do me like that on day one.
Did you dirty?
Yeah, that was a tough go.
Yeah.
That was an amazing bike though, because it was so, at the time, it was you felt like you were on a racy bike, but you could do burly stuff by the standards of the day on it.
It was interesting. I think that was the first production bike from a bigger company, pick your company, Specialized, Trek, Giant, Norco, Kona, that really kind of won a lot of battles at a lower price point with kind of some really cool and unique design ideas. Mm-hmm. Whereas usually that price point was purely just fought out on what was cheaper.
Yeah.
Whereas this bike wasn't the cheapest, but wasn't the most expensive, but it had a crazy amount of value. Yeah. And they really attempted to do some neat things with it. Yep. And I think that kind of continues through all the way to today. You think of the new model that's come out, they've done a lot of really cool stuff. So I think, do you want to bring in
let's get some of these, let's
bring in the 25s.
Let's bring in the 2025 bikes and just discuss some of the what made the bike what it is, and then we can show what got taken forward and evolved.
Yeah, sounds good. I like it.
Sweet. All right.
Here we go.
I wasn't supposed to say all right, but I'm saying it. Fuel EX. This is the outgoing analog bike. This bike got on a lot of radars for adjustability, kind of the fact that it brought some of the burliness of the Remedy into the mix, and could be configured, like in a couple different ways for a multitude of sins.
Well, and this iteration of the bike won Bike of the Year
Yes.
a few different times.
The 2022 when it came out, they were crushing the award circuit.
Yeah, they definitely took home some accolades.
Agreed.
They had a lot of the cool stuff. Like you've got a place to put your hot dog. You got suspension adjustment if you want to get geeky on your angles. Kind of had a lot of cool features that were like kind of
Some headset,
early.
There's some headset variability in there as well.
Yeah, just some stuff that you didn't see on bikes at the time.
Yeah. When this bike came out, it was, I feel reasonably certain to say, model year launch, it was one of the most adjustable bikes on the market
Oh, totally.
by the end user.
Yeah, and the guys at Trek are like, asked a lot of questions, and what people liked about different bikes that weren't theirs, and this is what they came to market with, and I think they answered a lot of questions. Like they answered those questions, put the answers into this bike, and it's a winner for sure. It doesn't seem to have quite the amount of sex appeal as maybe some of the more boutique-y brands.
Yeah.
But as far as just checking boxes and being an awesome bike, it kind of wins a lot of battles.
I was going to say, I think it actually slew foots a fair few bikes that maybe are normally considered to be better.
Totally.
So
especially in this price point, like this guy was like, I think when it first came out it was $52.99, then it was down to $5,000. For $5,000, this is a lot of bike.
Hard
right?
to beat. Yeah. You do everything with it, go everywhere with it.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
Fox suspension, Shimano SLX XT kind of mix. Like it's good value for sure, right?
Solid choices.
Yep. And you can basically ride this in any kind of, call it all mountainy type terrain. I won't necessarily say you want to take this to the bike park, but it can easily go there.
Yeah. If you get to the outer edges of like the sort of burly mode, then maybe this isn't the weapon of choice. Maybe you should get a Slash.
Yeah.
But I think for a huge chunk of people, this is a bike that would certainly allow you to push your riding a bit, try some of that stuff that maybe would normally feel like it was above your pay grade, and not be in an immediate situation where you felt like you had the wrong bike.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think the EX8 was like on and off for the last couple decades. It's been their number one suspension bike. Like the 8 is always the bike where they're trying to like knock it out the park. Yeah.
Category killer for sure.
Yep. Awesome.
Let's check the next one.
We're gonna do the EXE, same version.
We're doing the EXE 2025, the Gen 1 EXE.
This chassis style, yeah.
Yep.
Next bike.
Fuel EXE 2025 Gen 1 Fuel EXE. I would say this met with even more fanfare than the analog bike when it came out, because it was really the first, one of the first real successful stabs at a lightweight,
Totally.
super stealth,
Yep.
normal feeling e-bike.
Yeah, the TQ motor obviously was a bit of a. It was very interesting, the fact that it's super quiet, not a ton of power, but like very much an assist. You're like actually getting a lightweight e-bike that will assist you on stuff, but it's not going to ride like an e-bike. It's going to ride like a regular bike.
Yeah.
And I think they knocked it out of the park with this bike as far as like just implementing it. And you can see by just looking at it, like it doesn't look much different than the analog bike.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
I think I really like that this bike was a proper, unabashed, like unapologetic lightweight e-bike. Like it wasn't a detuned full power bike with a smaller battery, where you still maybe had like some of the handling characteristics and kinematic issues that a full power bike would face. This actually was like a ground up, real deal lightweight bike. And the people that I know, for me, I felt like it was a little underpowered, being that I'm an ogre. But the people that have it, the customers that have it, I ride with them, a couple of them. They are like into it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
They love it.
Yep. And then you wind up just like being able to go super long distances, because most of the time when you're riding a bike like this, you're not using all the power. You're using it to assist you in your day. And instead of you going out and doing a 20K ride, maybe you go do a 30K ride, and you got a little extra zoot at the end, right?
Yes. Yeah, this very much is it's an all-dayer. Like if you want to do big epic rides, this is a go-to weapon. You can get range extend for it. Question that we were talking about in prep, there is an option to put the new motor in this bike and get that extra 10 Newton meters. It will put 70 grams of weight on your bike, but that is kind of something that would have to be discussed with our service department and TQ directly.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if we even have pricing.
we don't even know anything yet. We just know that it's mechanically an option.
It is. You got to give full props to Trek for like reverse engineering that, and
Oh,
TQ
yeah.
for not changing mounts. And
100%.
So now it's all of a sudden we're kind of getting into a space where it's like, oh man, I got this e-bike and I need to replace something, and I can actually get a brand new updated part for it.
Totally, I love
cool.
that. Like
It's really cool.
Is that maybe? Well, I know it's happened. There's a few other times where you can get the motor, the new motor into your old bike, but it's not a very common thing so
Nope.
far. So
Nope.
that is a super cool feature.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped on that.
Yeah, keeps these bikes current. If you have this bike and you love it, rest assured you're good to go for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, buy new tires from us. Always.
Grips,
Seats.
bottle cages.
All right, sales pitch over. Let's move on.
Okay, next.
New alloy Fuel EX5.
This is a 5er, yep.
Sharp looking bike. I love some of the small little changes they've done, like the straight seat tube, little taller front ends, just some stuff that would help make the bike fit, you know, I guess in the most modern fashion possible.
I think the design changes they've done are awesome. They kind of got rid of that little triangle piece.
Yep.
Made the top tube look a lot cleaner. The
Still
seat,
got your storage.
Totally, the seat stays kind of match up. Like it looks
Yeah.
cool. Like it's they
Size specific seat stays or chain stays rather now.
Yep.
So the sizing has been tuned up and simplified a bit, and thankfully there's now a double extra large, which is a more common ask than we get, and than you might think that we
Yep.
get. So if you're 6'3" and up, with this bike or one of these models of the Fuel would be an exceptional choice.
Yeah, lots of options there.
Up to 6'6".
That's a big bike.
It's a big bike.
Big bike. Do you want to talk about it while we're going through this one? All the different fun link and shock mount stuff.
Yeah, for sure. This is an EX configuration, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah, classic.
So this has got 145 mils of rear travel. With these bikes, there's essentially three platforms. You have your EX, which is your 2929, MX mullet bike with a little bit more rear travel, 150 rear travel. The LX bike is a 160 rear travel bike with 2.9 wheels, although there is some sneakiness that can be done there. There's a ton of configurability. We decide about just under $200 worth of parts. You can essentially re-platform your bike. So you have adjustability, but you've also got the ability to retain your adjustability, but switch platforms. Like you can.
It's like a full platform change.
Yeah, you can turn it into a different bike while still retaining a lot of the adjustability.
Yeah, you can basically go from an EX to a Remedy to a Slash.
Yeah.
If you go in with their nomenclature for their bike models, which is pretty crazy, they get that out of one bike.
Very much so.
You might just need to buy a different shock or re-stroke a shock. Maybe you're buying a fork, maybe you're buying a rear wheel, but you could legitimately have like a few different bikes in one bike.
Yes.
And so I think for some people it's like really cool in the sense that like I do my yearly Whistler trip and it's the only time I don't pedal. You could literally put your bike together to go hit the lift for a week and be in and out of it for probably under $1,000.
Totally.
With some new parts. And if you have some stuff laying around, it's like also all you're doing is spending $200 on links. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I guess we should clarify that $200 number. That's just the frame bits. So it doesn't include things like having to change a wheel if you go mullet and tire and that kind of stuff. But
I think we checked the pricing like 4 times too, because like to get those parts, like I can remember when we used to do lots of intents, like that would be like $1,000 pieces just to get the hookup pieces, and for being under 200, they've really made it easy for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah. I think it's so cool. Like just you think about somebody who might enter in on the like EX platform, which is arguably the more trail platform. They get into it, their skill set evolves, and they want a more poppy, jumpy, fun party mobile. They don't have to buy a new bike.
That's cool. I think it's worth doing a listen to when you're done listening to this podcast / whatever we call this. Go listen to the Pink Bike with Dylan and the boys from Trek.
Yes.
They did some pretty good breakdown, and man, I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but there's something like 130 iterations, and I could be wrong, plus or minus, with all the different links and shock strokes and things you can do, rear wheels. So it's pretty cool for them to have that adjustability.
100%. And this, like the zero stack headsets are in here now, so you've got options in the aftermarket for headset adjustability still. So they've simplified that, but retained the option of that. Great tire clearance, which is a question that's kind of a boring question, but actually was something I looked at right away.
Yep.
So if you want to run some monster treads, or if you just get in the soup a bit, we're good there.
Get some good meats on there.
Straighter C tube, so more varieties of droppers work. generally speaking, this is probably the most user-friendly rig which I've ever come across, assuming you have just a moderate amount of your own technical skills.
If someone has been like dreaming about messing with a bike and making it exactly how they want it, I don't think there's been a better platform ever to get something and make it exactly how you want, like without actually like building something custom.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, or having 2 bikes.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, this is a very cool setup.
Yeah, and we were talking about earlier, like a lot of the new bikes that have just launched from Trek, their bike from previous version is actually more money, so the new bikes are cheaper.
Yeah, the new bike value proposition is exceptional. I think that was a goal. They were trying to make sure that they're bringing some stuff that's reflective of the market and just what people are asking for. So
yeah, I don't there's not many boxes they haven't checked. Like they're kind of bringing the heat.
Yeah, I think they've done literally almost everything you could possibly ask a manufacturer of almost any size to bring to the table. They have done so with these bikes.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Should we look at the e-bike version?
Let's eyeball the Fuel Plus, which is the one that I'm the most pumped on.
I like it.
Fuel EX 9.7. Plus. So the new Plus bike now sort of will be referred to by most of the reviewers as the Fuel Plus as opposed to the EXE.
Yep.
But both are sort of right.
Yep.
Definitely, in my mind, like this is probably the most go-to bike I could imagine for around this neck of the woods, unless you wanted a fire-breathing, full-blown bike.
Yep.
But if you're just like an all-purpose mountain biker that wants to shred it out, this configuration of this bike, I think, is going to be super popular.
Yep. Again, the new lighter weight TQ motor.
Yep.
Super quiet, easily to pedal through. Killer carbon frame, like obviously Trek's known for its carbon for a long time.
Yes.
Comes with all the same adjustments that we were talking about on the acoustic bike. Great wheel set from Bontrager on this. Real brakes like DB8.
All right, yeah.
It's just a great package.
Beloved DB8s.
Yep.
I think it's important to note that if you look at the motor, there's no real like visual difference between this motor and the old motor.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
It's like, so if you're looking at these bikes and trying to figure out like, is it the new bike, you're gonna have to reference the actual frame form factor, not the motor.
Yeah.
Because there's no hints there.
Yeah, no, I think these are going to pick up a bit of steam with a bit of extra juice in the motor, and makes it have a little more jump when you want it in the steep parts. And,
totally.
Again, ultimately configurable. You can kind of get it in this platform if you want, or in the aluminum platform, and just mess away forever, which is cool.
I like that it keeps all the magic of the old version, but if you are a heavier rider or simply just want as you say, a bit more power for the wider variety of situations, it's there. I've got a really, really quick session on this motor on a different bike, and I really liked it. It was kind of bringing me along into the same vibe as my Fazua experiences.
Nice.
Whereas the previous version of the motor is definitely a little soft for a person my size.
Yep.
So this is
my daughter loves it.
I can imagine the Gazelle.
Yeah, zing.
But I like the battery. I mean, for me, that's the big one, is that this motor output with paired with that range, or pardon me, that size of battery gives you some really good range. Like this, you could do some long bike rides on this.
Totally. And this is coming with what battery again?
580.
580. Yeah, that's wicked.
So it can have you can put the 360 watt-hour battery in this,
which saves 2 pounds. We decided, right?
We decided it'll save 2 pounds. We didn't decide. We looked up facts. We used facts.
No, we decided.
Yeah, we just said 2 pounds. That's the number.
Yeah.
So if you're a smaller rider or just looking to kind of build yourself out like a crush rig that's light, this has got a lot of tricks up its sleeve for not just the configurability that the analog bike has, but the E components have some ability to be kind of tailored accordingly.
Well, and just like classic Trek maneuvers on this as well, where it's like you got the bash guard for going into a truck.
Yep.
More bash guards underneath, extra mounting bolts for if you want to put like a tool bag in. Like they've kind of done a bunch of little things that like
battery comes out you need tools, but the battery comes out of this bike, I would say, easier than most.
These guys' finishing work is really hard to beat.
Hard to beat.
And they've done some really, really good stuff on this bike.
Yeah. This Darth Vader paint is actually in person is getting at me a bit too. Like I ordered the green, but I am actually almost like I'm almost regretting my choice. Like,
Yeah, the black to matte there is cool.
yeah, this is sort of says like Darth Vader, but on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like when he's not on duty, but he's still maybe going to use the Force on
Yeah,
you a bit.
when he's got a bowl of popcorn in his lap. And he's watching Ewoks.
Yeah, just sabers that thing when the commercials come on. Yeah, it's
So
just
good.
chilling out Vader.
No, I like it.
Yeah. You got your TQ screen, the TQ app still very much in effect, so you can tailor the bike and set up
you
your
want
modes and all that. So you've got a lot of personalization there.
That makes me laugh how far some of this stuff has gone. Like when you look at the screens and the amount of adjustment you can do, it's not just like on and off. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's funny when I was looking into all the tech sheets of this bike, I was kind of going through my notes. Our first foray into e-bikes from Trek was 2010.
Yeah.
Like those with the Bionics stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, like not even the EX stuff, but like so it's, you sort of think of this as a new emerging thing, but these guys have been at this now. If you take into consideration what they were selling in Europe, man, almost probably 20 years of design around power systems now.
Yeah.
So
the original EX with the battery that mounted that Bosch. Remember riding that bike?
Yeah.
We just thought, we're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I'll never forget going to hit the jump trail, Trek trails there. I'm like, I'm so scared.
yeah, that thing was a little bit wild.
Yeah.
It don't you ever do a wheelie on that shit.
Yeah, no, you could die.
You'll be in trouble. Well, at least this cowboy was.
We were definitely going into different times back then, and who knew? It was like, look how clean this is now.
Oh,
like,
it's so clean.
So cool.
And like the whole sort of almost restoration of normal bike ease, like the straight seat tubes now with the motor, and like just all the stuff that sometimes maybe you get a little cranky about on your e-bike. It's like piece of cake, you know. The cables feed through this thing like magic. Like it's really quiet.
Yeah, the actual tech end of it, if you're going to mechanic on your bike a bit, is good.
Word on the street is that the new motor is actually quieter than the old one. I'm not sure how that can be because the old one was almost imperceptible.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there.
But
really.
And there's some really cool factoids out there and reading on the TQ motor, like the whole like ring pinion, or that's not a ring pinion, I'm getting it wrong. The actual way that thing meshes,
it's cool.
And the synchronization gears so that they can get the pedal speeds to match the motor speeds. Like it's very slick.
No, I haven't done any deep dive on that. I've just pedaled the thing now.
I got into a bit of a rabbit hole on it the other day there, and it was dangerous territory.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, nice. I think this bike is just an awesome choice for everyone, and is now probably for more everyone's.
I recommend coming down, and if you come to the Southwood shop, you can pedal it around the store. You want to go to the boat trail location, we got some sitting around. Definitely come check them out. They're it's definitely a different game than your standard full power bike. So
agreed, 100%.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, again, I think Trek knocked her out of the park.
100%.
Yep. The denouement for episode 39.
Yep.
Have a lovely, lovely day.